on deck. Thank you, sir.
As we look to another election, let us dispassionately look at a brief history of how Pontiac got to where it is today. We all know that at one time Pontiac was an industrial hub beginning as a horse carriage and furniture manufacturing mecca, creating thousands of jobs at plants and the mills. And that quickly became auto manufacturing plants which created even more employment. And then during the 30s, 40s, and 50s and 1960s, thousands of people, especially black folks, came as migrants and refugees from the agrarian, racist Jim Crow South to the industrialized North looking for jobs in plants, with the city, some as teachers, and the other ancillary jobs associated with the plants. Yet as we moved to the 1980s, a slow but steady decline in plant jobs began, and by the 1990s and early 2000s, GM was all but gone, and Pontiac was left with no contingency plan or any semblance of capacity building to supplant this exodus due to poor leadership. There was a time of mass employment, no resources, a dead downtown, blight, a predictable uptick in crime, a dwindling school district, and very little help from Washington, D.C. or Lansing. To add insult to injury, the city was hit broadside by Public Acts 72, 4, and 436, stripping local government of control, and the outrageous, unconstitutional, and inhumane reign of economic terrorism led by so-called emergency managers began culminating in the awful reign of white supremacist Lou Schimel. Cursed be his name. There was a small number of us, including Kermit Williams, and at that time, private citizen Gloria Miller, and a few more of us who led protest after protest, went to Waterford Council meetings to thwart the usurpation of the Pontiac Fire Department, only to be disrespected, glared at, and ignored. We went to Lansing, supported Benton Harbor and other majority black populated municipalities who were suffering the same inundations. We led recalls against Leon Jakowski, who literally sold us down the river for a morsel of bread, and I even went to Detroit City Council as a guest speaker before warning them what was coming down the road. As Pontiac reinvents herself from the move from industry as we knew it to technology now is nearly complete. We need a revamping of the school district, which is now moving in a good direction, and to get these new jobs, and as Auburn Hills becomes more landlocked, and these new industries will have to occupy more space in Pontiac, new, innovative, and well-schooled leadership will be needed to manage this paradigm, which we do not have. As black folks, we can only give so much credence to just electoral politics and ask ourselves a crucial question: what will we do? What will we do to prepare our children to be ready to not just participate as employees of these new technology businesses, but to create their own? No matter what rhetoric we hear from politicians, self-determination is still our key to true survival as opposed to total dependence.
Thank you.